Oh, man. Now, for those of you who don't understand, you gotta go out and get a ticket. Not a ticket, but get a CD, get a DVD, and get yourself a nice little bowl of Jello Brand Pudding Pop next to you. And just watch the CD and suck on the pop, and watch the CD and suck on the pop, and you watch the pop, and you watch the CD. I think you'll all be extremely blessed by all the things that this music therapy experience has to offer. Blah.
All right, do another one.
But I want y'all to go to the next door and buy the, what's that noise? You got a fire or something going on? Is that a fire extinguisher or something? Rufus! I want to encourage all of you to go out and get this music, what is it called? This music therapy experience. Those of us who've gotten up in age, we've kind of aged out of the experience, and so I want you to go out and get these experiences. These experiences are very vital to your life, and I think it'll help you and help change you. Young people today, they walk around here with the pants hanging down and the chest all out. There's no wonder they got all these different diseases and things, and H1N1, and all this stuff. It don't make any sense. So I think the experience that the music could be therapy and therapeutic to them in some small way, even for older folks. Maybe it help with the arthritis. I don't know. But just listen to it and let it melt on your heart. And maybe it may make you do something that you ordinarily wouldn't do. You know, like get up in the morning and go do something. So I want you to go out and get this experience. I think it'll be a good experience for your experience.
7 equals the completion and the foundation of how we got this music therapy experience.
Hi, my name is Jay Darnell, and I'm one of the featured poets on Godchild's Music Therapy Experience.
I fell in love with her, and the hourglass of her rhythm, smooth curve. She walked the walk and talked the talk of a goddess, the rarest of diamonds in the rough that made her beauty seem modest. She became the sweat of my perspiration, methodical like the heartbeat when you sleep. She inspired the soulful syncopation of my inhale and exhale and became the reason for my melody. Now her spirit resides intimately inside the shell of me, my music therapy.
Pretty much how I got started, man. I remember being in the 2nd grade and my mom telling me the story of how I used to go to school and get my work done so that I could write poetry. And in fact, she thought the poetry was of the like that she went to the school and actually tried to get me put into gifted classes, and it didn't work to no avail at the time. You know, writing and creative writing really wasn't a big thing back then. So nonetheless, I remained in regular class. But what I realized as time went on was that my gift was never taken from me. So my life experiences has been my gifted class, so to speak. But I've been writing poetry for many, many years, most recently over the past 10 to 15 years, really just to expound on the experiences, both my experiences and the experience of others. And I look at it as a tremendous gift that God has given me to really to use this gift to communicate with people, whether it be their feelings, their thoughts, or their emotions, but being able to do it in a very short span of time. So, you know, sometimes I call people, some of my my poet advisors, if you will, and I would share a poem with them, and they'd say, "Man, you wrote that?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they were, "How long it took you to write that?" I said, "About a half hour." "Man, get out of here." So that's sort of been my claim to fame. It's a very short period of time that this gift is being shared with the world. So I thank God for it. The interesting thing about Godchild, or Scratch as we knew him, was I always was sort of one of the people on the side in the back in the recesses of of the community, watching this young brother, he's a little bit younger than me, just a few years, but watching this young brother really navigate his life. And it's a tremendous story, really, to see the kind of respect and admiration that a lot of people have for him, and some who were very envious of him, but he's always walked with a level of success. And so I had an opportunity to work with him. In fact, I was a grad student at Syracuse University, and we put on the first ever a Greek Freak in the Carrier Dome. And we had Method Man and a few other artists who were going to be sort of our special red carpet guests. And at the time, Rufus was managing a spot out in East Syracuse. At the time, I think the name was Nowhere City or what have you. But that was sort of my first experience with him and working in the world. And I have to share with you a real testimony, because it really talks about his transformation from scratch to Godchild. And I think oftentimes this brother has gotten a bad rap, man, based on some of the things that he was doing and based on the fact that he's always been a business-minded individual. So we were having this official after party, and it was packed. I mean, the walls were sweating. And for some reason, we just broke even. You know, I'm going, hold up, how we break even? There's 90, 100,000 people in this spot, man, and we just breaking even, man. And I held this resentment for a long time, and it wasn't until years later that our paths crossed again, and our paths really crossed at the cross of Christ. I have to be honest with y'all, because our spirits resonated with each other, and I happened to be running this program, the Syracuse Partnership to Reduce Juvenile Gun Violence, working out in the streets of Syracuse with city gangs and trying to quell the level of violence that was going on. And Godchild reached his hand out and said, listen, man, I really would like for you to have your operation here in my offices. And at the time we were at 220 Warren Street, and it was a beautiful facility, but it gave me a tremendous opportunity really just to continue to do God's work. And so we would be there oftentimes. He would be there late night working on what he was working on, and I'd be there late night working on what I was working on. And we happened to have this conversation, and I just felt compelled at that time to say, you know, Rupert, I call him Rupert Murdoch for short, you know, because he's like the next gazillionaire. So I said, listen, man, I just want to sit down and talk to you about something that's been just kind of in my heart. And I'm not one of those people that's confrontational. I like to sit down and talk man to man. And I said, listen, I've had a lot of resentment towards you, man, over the years. And he was like, you know, for what? You know, he always got the, for what? Look. And I said, man, you know, we did this event at your spot, right? And it was literally, there was no room in the place, right? And I'm looking at what we made at the door, and we made like, you know, a couple $1,000s, and I'm like we had to make more money than that. Bottom line is, the long and short of it is, this man made good on what he felt I lost and what I felt I lost. And to me, you know, I wasn't looking for it. I didn't ask for it. Out of the kindness and the compassion of his heart, man, he just wanted to make clean of any residue that may have been left with this dude's scratch. So I say that because the brother is truly a story, a life resurrection story of what God can do in your life. And I'm just excited about what he's doing. Have always been excited about the gifts and the talents that God has given him. A lot of y'all don't know, man, but this brother does everything. I mean, everything. He's the snack man, the cameraman, the piano man. He does all the lighting. He directs the stage. He's behind the stage. He's the guy closing the curtains and opening the curtains. And I mean, he's doing everything, man. And it's really to me a true testimony of the will of God. And I'll say this, man, he's one that truly understands you can't go where you've never gone without doing what you've never done, man. So I'm excited about Godchild and really excited about this music therapy experience.
The resurrector, out of this body, out of mind experience. My prospectus is spellbound by the bind of melodic, one-of-a-kind sonics that give birth to hip-hop. Strumming my chords like a piano man's quartet, 4 scores in the improvisation of bebop. And 7 equals the completion and the foundation of how we got this music therapy experience.